Jenny McClendon, it's great to see you. Great to talk to you. I'm so excited for this interview. I've been waiting for this interview for a while, but I've been
Oh,
exercising.
thank you. I've been looking forward to it also. Thanks so much for having me.
Of course. No, it is a pleasure to talk to you. I think when all of us are, kind of quarantining and practicing smart social distancing and all of those things, it's just been wonderful to have you as this kind of this upbeat refuge of just exercise, vitality and just all the great things that you do. And so I want to get into that today and talk about all the Jenny FitStart things that are going on. But I, of course, want to ask you how you're doing. How's your family doing? Everybody healthy and well and safe during these quarantining times?
Yeah, we are doing good. We're all staying well. I've had one child who's had COVID, but
Uh,
asymptomatic, and
okay, good.
really just the staying home and not being able to play sports was harder than the little scratchy throat he had. But we all seem to manage not to get it from him, and we are
Good.
doing good. I mean, we're going on a year now, so we have learned to take the
Uh,
positive out of this, and what we can do to have fun and be safe at the same time. And yeah, it's been an interesting time, I would say.
yeah, it certainly has. As I say, I'm a huge fan, and I use your videos and your site, and we'll talk all about that. But in one video, you kind of do a day countdown. You kind of ask the question, okay, where are we? Are we day, 55
Oh
or
yeah.
so? And so
Yeah,
I answer you in my isolation, in my lame way. I just say, yeah, we're like 370, day 370. So
right.
it's going on a while now.
Yeah, it has. Yeah.
Yeah. How has COVID changed what you've been doing? I mean, I know enough about you and your bio that you've been doing this, of course, for a little while, very focused on kind of the senior community of which I'm squarely a part. But what has COVID meant to what you're doing?
Well, it's really just changed everything I've been doing lately. I have always taught fitness classes. I'm on my, I think, 29th year. I started when I was 5. Just kidding. I
Yep.
I love teaching so much. I actually went to physical therapy school so that I wouldn't have to work in a gym and teach classes. And, 20 years after being a physical therapist, I'm right back teaching classes. So I have a love for seniors and beginners because I just know that, it's never too late to start an exercise program. And I taught the same Fit Over 50 class that I created about 12 years ago. And, one of the ladies asked if I would put one of my workouts on YouTube for her so she could do it at the beach. Well, I am your least techie person, So, of course, I had to get my teenage son to put it on there.
You're
And
doing
I left
great.
it alone for about a year. And he said, Mom, there's 100,000 views on that thing. I said, What? I don't even understand what you're saying. But anyway, fast forward to about January before COVID kind of jumped on us, and I put a couple more videos and a little teeny action. Well, then COVID happened and it literally blew up. And it has been so motivating for me I started adding about a video a week at the beginning. I mean, look, I was a little bored. I missed teaching, but the comments I was getting,
I'm sure.
it was meaningful. I mean, when you teach a live class, they walk out and say, "Thanks a lot." But these comments were, "You got me off the couch. I was depressed. I didn't think I could do anything. I'm smiling again." And I mean, oh, it was just so joyful. So I just kept going. And I've started to just add so many more videos. And now I'm reaching people all over the world, which is super cool. And I mean, I go to bed with ideas in my head, what video can I do this week? And so if it, COVID really, if there's a shining light, it has completely changed what my career, really. This is my full-time job now.
Oh,
I
wow.
haven't really worked physical therapy in about 18 months. And so I'm devoting time to this. And look, if we have to pull a positive out of it, it
Yeah.
happened to me and reaching out to people.
Well, congratulations. I know you're working
Oh,
super
well, thanks.
hard, but yeah,
Yeah, it's fun.
yes, I can tell that you have a good time with it, and we're going to put links up so that our audience can find, JennyFitStart.com so that they can find the YouTube channel so that they understand all about the sheer number of videos that you have available. And yeah, congrats on the number of subscribers too. I think it's somewhere around 112,000 subscribers that you've got on a
Yeah, I
regular
think so.
basis on, yep. So just awesome, awesome work. So if somebody in my audience, maybe a first timer to your page and to some of the video work, what would you suggest that someone kind of jump into to get started, do it in a way that's going to kind of ease them into some of the workouts? Because working out via video is a little bit different.
Yeah. And there's so much on YouTube, and sometimes you have no idea where to start. I mean, I'm a gym rat, and I have learned how to try and exercise on YouTube myself. And it's so overwhelming what to pick. And I just, after looking through YouTube, I kind of have noticed there's a lot for, kind of your retirement home, nursing home, slow movements. And then there's this section that is just way too fast, and the movements I'm seeing are not really appropriate for seniors. So I'm kind of that in between. I'm your active senior and beginner. So my entire page is safe and appropriate for a beginner. However, there's a lot of variety. So I would recommend, finding something that you enjoy first, because we love it and we like it. We'll come back to it. And then, start to branch out and try something new. So I have seated exercises, I have standing, I have lying down. We do yoga, we do line dancing, we do boxing. Okay, everybody was very intimidated by that, and then they tried. I'm like, man, I didn't know I could punch and kick like that. So I would suggest kind of going through, finding some things that pique your interest, knowing that they all are appropriate for seniors and beginners. You're not going to find any music that's too fast, and you're not going to find any movements that are not appropriate. I had a question asked, which one should I do for osteoporosis? And I literally said, really, all of them. Those are the things I keep in mind when I make these videos.
Mhm.
All my exercises are very intentional. We do this exercise because it's going to help you get off the floor, and we do this because it's going to help you reach up in cabinets when your shoulder aches. So you can really pick anything, but I do have some very gentle seated yoga and seated stretching. That's a great place to start.
I personally loved the Christmas time line dancing because I
Yeah.
just thought it was just perfect and you just looked the part and it was just exactly kind of the right pace for somebody who isn't really, a dancer per se, but somebody who really
Yes.
loves to move and enjoys the music. Is everything, are all the videos, all of your work and exercise, because I mentioned JennyFitStart.com, we'll put that link up, of course, and the YouTube channel. Does one reflect the other? Is everything available on the YouTube channel? Are there more things available at JennyFitStart.com? How have you kind of divided things up?
No, it is 100% on YouTube. I have a regular channel that's free, and I try and upload at least now about a video every other week. And then I have a channel membership that's a little something extra that gives you a couple perks, but everything can be found on YouTube. I'm not doing any DVDs or any links to different sites. It's just let's keep it all together.
Yeah, I think that's great. Yeah, I'm a channel member, and so I'm enjoying the perks. I think that's really wonderful. Maybe tell us a little bit about that part of, because you do have a free section, and then there are, I'm sure, many like me that want a little bit extra, and so you make that available too, right?
Right. So we call ourselves the Jenny Bunch, and it's kind of like a gym membership. We're keeping it pretty low. It's only $9.99 a month. And basically, it's giving you a little bit more. I've had a lot of comments saying, I wish I could take your class in real life. And I thought, gosh, there is a way to kind of do this. We are living in the virtual world right now. So could I teach live to them? And we attempted it on Zoom, and it was a nightmare. I'm not going to lie. But um, I started researching, and I thought, wow, there is a different part we could do. It's called a channel membership. So it offers about four perks that my regular channel doesn't. It offers a free live class every week. In fact, we went live this morning. We had a great time. We did cardio boxing and stretching, and I also offer Q&As with me. We do 20 minutes of Q&As before every single class. And then I actually offer a personal training session. And my goal is to do it with a senior with me, but in COVID world, that's not really happening. So it's just me again. But every week I put a different theme to it, and I do it by request. So we have, stretching, we have posture alignment, we do lower body strengthening. We did one with step. We're going to do one with the ball. We do all kinds of things per request, and those are available to them as well. And then the tiny little icing on the cake is that I take out the ads that are in the middle of the videos on my channel. So it's just ads are fine, but when you're doing a fitness routine,
Yeah.
it's really hard to stop and have to go to your computer. So all the new videos will not have those mid-roll ads. So we've been going on 8 weeks. It's been so great, so fun. And if you were to join right now, all those things are archived. So if you were to join right this second, you get 16 new videos right away from me. So I think people are really, really liking it. And the most important thing, which I really didn't foresee as much as I'm finding now, is the connections. Now, selfishly, I'm loving the connections, and I'm starting to put. I've asked everybody to kind of send me a little picture because I want to see names and faces, but I had no idea that others would connect with each other. And how great is that when a lot of my viewers are home alone. And to be able to connect with somebody in Switzerland and Israel and North Carolina, it's just been, that's super rewarding.
Yeah, I just couldn't agree with you more. I think isolation for, kind of my age group, I think it's a real hazard. And so the
Yes.
way in which you connect is just wonderful. The variety of ways that you connect too. And you mentioned a couple of the classes. I was eager to try the slider class, and I didn't see that
Uh,
one recently, but there's cardio boxing, there's Tabata, maybe those are the same thing, but maybe tell us a little bit about, what you're doing, because there's a whole range of things that you really have expertise in. And I think that's one of the really beneficial things that you offer. It's just that
yeah,
variety.
I mean, there's a difference in easy exercises and easy to follow exercises. So it's hard for me to say my exercises are easy because I don't think that way. I feel like they're easy to follow, and I give options to everything. So,
Hmm.
I
Hmm.
mean, I know my viewers are 75 and they don't want to do jumping jacks, but you know what? Somebody out there does.
Yeah, yeah.
So I show a lot of levels. You'll hear me saying a level 1, 2, and 3, and I'll show all the levels. So really, and I've taught for so long that I have seen the fitness trends come and go, and sometimes on YouTube now you're just seeing the latest trends, but I like to go back old school. I love a good step routine.
You love the
Um,
grapevine
I
too. I love the
I
grapevine.
love a grapevine. I'm not, and people comment that it reminds them of the 80s and 90s little routines, and
Yeah.
you know, again, they're pretty functional. So, eh, you know, we do what's called like an add-on routine most of the time, and that's really to help my seniors kind of work their brains a little bit. I want
Hmm.
them to think of the next movement, what's coming up. Like I said, easy to follow exercises is the best way I can describe it. But yeah, there's a little bit of everything. The only thing I haven't done yet is Zumba, which I've been asked over and over. My hips really don't move quite like a Zumba person, but I will do it because they've asked me. So I have this list. I keep an ongoing in my notebook of requests, and then I'm checking them off one by one. It's almost like a challenge for me. It's great. I love it.
Yeah, I do too. I do recognize that you're challenging us a little bit mentally too. Why is that
Hmm.
important? Why should we kind of combine the physical with the mental?
Well, physically, I tend to do things sometimes at the same time, two things at the same time, and that's not. That's all on purpose. We want to work coordination because as we age, our coordination can go down, and that's sometimes what causes some falling. So I do like to combine different things at the same time, and then mentally, you hear you should do a crossword puzzle each night. It really works your brain. Well, yes, but we really need to do different things to work our brain. So we need to challenge ourselves, kind of get out of a little bit of a rut and do things we're not used to. So the easiest way for me to do it during an exercise routine is having you think about it without stopping. So that's why I kind of tend to do the little add-on routine, and I give it a little time before I shout out the cues. Sometimes I'll say like, okay, what's the next move? And it makes you kind of think a little bit ahead. But doing the two things at once can really help. That does kind of go down a little bit as we age.
Yeah, I like the adaptations, particularly, especially for weights. You use hand weights periodically, and so I've
Mhm.
adopted that myself. What kind of guidance do you give though around the use of hand weights? When should we start doing that? What's the kind of the best way to approach, use of the hand weights, and is that something that we should hold off on for a while and really kind of work ourselves into? How do you kind of coach somebody on that aspect of exercise?
No, I mean, strength training is it's one of the most important things with aging. It helps. After about age 35, our bone density kind of stops, and so we want to do things to help at least maintain or build our bone density. We want to increase muscle tissue and lean muscle mass. So you're going to find some strength training pretty much in all of my videos. It's super important. It's also what we call a weight bearing exercise, which is key for osteoporosis. So pretty much everybody can get access to a pair of hand weights. If not, we recommend soup cans or water bottles. Those are a pound each. And so the guidance on them really is to, yes, go ahead, start with them. If they feel like it's too much, you just want to back down a little bit. But my rule of thumb is you usually do about 10 to 15 repetitions. And if your 14th and 15th repetition feels like your first and second, you need to go up on that weight a little bit, and vice versa. If you're straining, and then when I'm in class, I look at people's facial expressions. If they got a funny looking thing going on, or they're holding their breath, that means you want to be able to complete your 15, still talking to the person next to you, but it should feel a little difficult. And if you can't get through those last few, you want to go down on your weights. We also incorporate a band because a lot of us have a band now. Those are super easy to order from Amazon right now,
Mhm.
and you can just throw them in a drawer. And so I give guidance on all that. But the key thing is not to grip tightly on the weights, to go slowly, to breathe. I just recommend counting, doing repetitions that way. I know you're breathing. But yeah, we need to get on those hand weights or bands for sure.
Give us a little guidance on the exercise room itself. What do you recommend? Should it be a carpeted floor? Should we worry about it being, as they say, I'm old, so I'll use the term formica or,
Yeah,
hardwood or
yeah.
some of those kind of surfaces?
Yeah, great question. Well, a year ago, it wouldn't have been such a question because, people were going to the gym more, they're walking more and doing different things. Well, now people are setting up home gyms. I actually have converted half of my garage into a little gym slash studio. And I went to US Fitness Products to get my flooring, and they were out of stock of almost everything. He
Wow.
says that's all we're doing right now. So, so important. If you look at my videos, it's kind of, I think everybody knows exactly what my entire house looks like because think I've done videos in every room. At first, I did it on purpose because I wanted people to know you can do this anywhere. I actually have a video and just the little U section of my couch. But then it got to be a necessity because my kids were in school and I'm just trying to find a place. But I would do it in a place that is accessible, easy to get to. Look, we're not going to build home gyms in our houses right now, probably, but if it's hardwood, I think it's fine as long as we're safe. As long as we're wearing supported shoes, that we're not going to run into things on the floor, that we have good balance. Carpet a little bit harder to move with our sneakers, but it's doable. It is great, but you got to be careful of the concrete a little bit. But we're not really doing a whole lot of jumping and running and things that I would say I really wouldn't do it on this surface. But I have recommended purchasing some equipment because I feel
Mhm,
like a lot of people may not return to the gyms.
mhm.
If you were paying $60 a month, maybe you could invest in a ball and a band and maybe a step and just, have a little place in your home. But right now, I think really anywhere is doable. I do recommend a mat instead of the carpet, just wear and tear and hygiene, we're sweating here. So just, wherever that they can find a good place that's safe.
The classes are so fun. I mean, you're so thorough and you have such a deep knowledge of this subject matter that comes through, but it also comes through that you just have this really wonderful personality. You seem to enjoy what it is that you're doing. Sometimes I notice that in some of the videos when you're outside, some of the neighbors stop by and it looks
Yeah.
like you give it, so it looks like you really have a good time with this.
Yes, I love it. I really love it. I miss teaching my class. It's what I love to do. I mean, so selfishly, this is kind of me being able to still teach, um, but I don't take myself too seriously. I have fun. And look, I was so worried that these backgrounds of my living room, weren't professional enough. And, should I put makeup on? You know, but after reading comments, that's not what they like about me. I think what I read my comments and they like that I'm real.
Mhm.
I do mess up. Guess what? We keep going, and I mean, because that's real. That's normal. You're not gonna find me doing 100 takes to make a video absolutely perfect. We're gonna be real about it. We're gonna be have fun with it. But you're gonna come out of there learning something. And as a physical therapist, safety is key for me. So, what we're doing is safe too. But yeah, not always perfect.
Well, it's great stuff. And so I know you're super busy. I sure appreciate your time today. I sure appreciate the video exercise that I get every single day, and my wife appreciates that too. But what's next for Jenny FitStart? What's 2021 look like for you?
Well, I never thought I would be teaching into an iPad ever, but I have devoted myself to my channel right now. I would, it's my way of not so much giving back, but it's definitely sharing my gift. If that's what I can do right now, then that's what I'm going to do. It makes me feel better. I know I'm reaching people. I mean, I'm helping people with all kinds of issues right now, and that's enough for me. So, this is my full time job right now. I devote all my time to making videos, but more importantly, I respond to every single comment. I read every email. I respond to everybody, and it's just right now, that's what I'm doing. Where is Jenny FitStart going to go? I don't know. I mean, can we have T-shirts and water bottles?
I'll take a
I don't.
t-shirt.
I don't. I don't know. But right now, this has been great, and I enjoy it. And I'm going to just keep on pumping. We'll see. I don't even know if I'll get back to teaching and physical therapy anytime soon. So this is it.
Well, it's clear that it means so much to your many viewers. And I'll just tell you this personally, and I've talked about this a little bit. Since March, I have lost 40 pounds. My wife has lost 25 pounds, but you are responsible for that 40-pound weight loss. I think I probably just was being
So
ignorant.
great.
I was probably, not as dedicated, but the videos just keep me right on task. And so thank you so much for your time. Thanks for all that you're doing. My best to you and your family. And please, let's get those t-shirts out quickly and I'll proudly wear one. But Jenny McClendon, thank you for your time and thanks very much for all that you do.
Thank you so much for having me.